And former Prime Minister Raila Odinga may soon be sucked into the bitter Senate standoff over the proposed third basis formula for sharing revenue among the 47 counties. This is after senators yet again failed to reach consensus. Tonight, KTN political reporter Moremi Mwangi retraces this dispute to Jubilee Senate leadership changes and explains why the raging politics of population versus landmass size may not be ending anytime soon, even as the Senate prepares for yet another special sitting to try and resolve the stalemate.
Cornered of its would-be upper house status by the rather more powerful National Assembly, the Senate, as a fallback plan, has in the past 7 years styled itself as the frontline defense to devolution.
Honorable Senators.
But this buffer has since been compromised, or so it appears, with senators now locked in the bitter dispute of how to share some 316 billion shillings among the 47 counties.
Some of us, we have been suffering for long. It's now 7 years. This formula has come at a better time. We don't want to be discriminated based on our population. I've never seen anywhere in the world where land is allocated money.
We are going to entrench the marginalization that has affected this country for decades, if not for more than a century. Those consequences will live for them for the next century.
But what really is the genesis of this dispute? While the prevailing stalemate can't be retraced to the Kirinyaga Senator Charles Kibiru chaired Finance Committee's alterations of the revenue sharing formula parameters, initially proposed by the Commission on Revenue Allocation. The dispute on what should take prominence between the development level and landmass size on one side, against population size and individual counties' revenue collections on the other, has been long, raging for over 7 years, since CRA's first formula in 2012. In its initial proposal last year, CRA had set 20% as the weight for basic share among all counties, but the Senate committee reviewed this to 19%, directing that 1% be shared on the inverse of a county's population, fixing poverty index, agriculture, other county services, access to roads, landmass size, urban service, and fiscal prudence at 14, 12, 16, 7, 5, 4, and 1 respectively. Parameters whose top casualties in revenue loss were such northeastern counties as Wajir, Marsabit, Mandera, and Garissa, and such coastal counties as Tana River, Mombasa, Kwale, and Kilifi, the hammer also falling on Tharaka Nithi County, among others.
There was that mood where areas which are developed, let them develop more, so that the areas that are not developed, they would rely on the areas that are developed. But you see, when after attaining independence and all that, the areas that were developed refused now to assist areas that were not developed.
In the original proposal by Commission for Revenue Allocation, about 20 counties were losing. Now we came up with a new formulation where it's only 18 counties that are losing. Then we said, okay, instead of causing counties to lose money this year, we changed the effective date. We said, okay, you passed the formula, but the effective date is next year.
By Tuesday, senators were yet to broker any consensus from the ongoing backroom talks, mediated by, among others, House Majority Leader Samuel Pogisho and Minority Whip Mutula Kilonzo Jr. Incidentally, members of the National Assembly from arid regions were also recently locked in a similar deadlock after CRA reviewed its equalization fund sharing formula, introducing perceived marginalized sub-counties from such developed areas as Nairobi and Kiambu among the beneficiaries list. An emotive subject that also found its way to the now famous President Uhuru Kenyatta and former Prime Minister Raila Odinga spearheaded Building Bridges initiative, with Kenyatta's Mount Kenya backyard coining the now famous "one man, one vote, 1 shilling" slogan. And as the deadlock persists, Kenyatta and Odinga yet again have to play a critical role as the backroom mediation continues. Moremi Mwangi, KTN News, in Nairobi.